Welcome to Soul Sync.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soul Sync.
Welcome to Soul Sync. That's just like music to my ears.
It really is our weekly therapy.
Yeah, it has a tune to it. Welcome to Soul
Oh
Sync.
my goodness. I love every time I listen to our podcast episodes and I just hear the intro. Each time I'm like, this shit is bomb. I'm sorry, but Taylor did an amazing job.
Oh my God, thank you. Whoever the artist is to that song that we paid for, it's not copyright. We paid for it.
Fuck
Did a
yeah.
great job. It's a bop and it ties together the whole podcast. It's a whole vibe.
Oh my gosh, it really does. Can you hear Boomy right now?
No,
He is meowing so loud.
you know what he's saying? Yes, queens.
Yo, you're so right. As long as you guys don't hear him, because he's just like every 2 seconds right now.
He's going, period.
Yo, for real. You know what? He just has the emotion behind what he's saying. That's why he's so loud.
Ain't that the truth? And you know what?
What?
I think that might be our topic of the day.
Oh my gosh, it totally is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Girl.
The power behind our words. We got inspiration about this topic because Taylor and I were just talking about our weeks catching up like we usually do. And I was mentioning how I've been working to be a lot more intentional with the things that I say because of that quote, words are spells. Like, think about it. You spell out a word, spelling, like, words are spells. They have a lot of power and they have a lot of intention behind them. And I was giving Taylor advice and just talking to her about a really big manifestation she has. And she said, Sammy, oh my gosh, like I felt that in my heart. I needed to hear that. And it just reminded me of like how we really like can feel the things that we're saying and other people feel deep down what we say to them.
Yeah. Oh my God. And it's so wild to think of how important it can be too. Like you can change someone's entire life with like one sentence, I feel like. You could change their entire perspective on one sentence. Like just having a talk with someone, not only like can you break them down completely with just words alone, but you can build them up
Mm-hmm.
with just words alone. And that is kind of scary to think about. Is like how much power we actually have in that way to like influence each other. But it's also absolutely amazing if we utilize it the right way. It's like think about how we can change the world with our voice.
100%. And I feel like the first world that we need to change is our own. Like I was watching The Secret the other day, and that's really where I started thinking about some of these things because everything is a frequency. So when you're thinking in your head, I'm not enough, then the universe is hearing you say, I'm not enough, and it's giving you circumstances proving that to be true. And I was telling Taylor there's a couple of blocks right now that I'm working through that I'm taking action steps to work past. However, I'm noticing what I'm thinking. And my coach, Amanda, she's the mobile medium on Instagram. If you want to go ahead and follow her, she called me out on it and she goes, okay, Sammy, what are you thinking? Because your manifestation is not here because of a block that you have. So walk me through what thoughts have been going on in your mind. And a lot of them were positive, but there were a couple of those limiting beliefs that hold really powerful, deep rooted things I want to rewire right now. And those are the things that are holding me back. So that's why I told Taylor lately I've been really intentional about what I'm thinking and what I'm saying because I see how it's impacting my life in a way that I don't want it to necessarily. Well, not that I don't want it to, because I feel like I'm really grateful and I'm really happy with everything that I have, but I'm ready for this manifestation to be here. Like I'm ready to call it in. So I need to do the work Bye, Nala. I need to do the work in order to get myself there, right? And the first step, The Secret just reminded me, is it all starts within us.
Oh my God, ain't that the truth? And
Mhm.
it really does. And then it all starts with the thought, and the thoughts we choose if we want to manifest those into words or not.
Yes.
We choose if we're going to entertain those thoughts, if they're good ones, bad ones. And we're the ones that bring it to existence more. So that's why it's so important to be super mindful of which ones you're choosing, which ones you resonate with, which ones you're deciding is the truth.
Mhm.
And when you speak them out loud, like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me or whatever. But let me tell you, like sticks and stones, yeah, they can physically hurt you, but words I feel like can do worse for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Like there is just so much power behind words. And like you said, the affirmations, like what you're telling yourself, what you're feeding yourself, like that's all so powerful.
Mhm.
And I don't know, the water affirmations, like when you're holding a glass of water and you're speaking affirmations into it, and the science behind it is they looked at it under a microscope and it was like crystallized to like all
Yeah.
different frequencies that you were speaking in. So like that is fucking amazing. So there's so much like scientific evidence behind like the words, and the energy behind the words are so powerful that they change the molecular structure of certain things that you're speaking it to.
Mhm.
So if it's doing that to water, you got to think the words that you choose, the energy behind it, the frequency that it emits to a human being, like what is that doing to that person? Like how is it changing their biology, their energy around them? Like there's just so much that I feel like people don't consider and think about, because to be honest, like I never thought about that stuff ever in my life. I was like, someone said something mean to me, so I'm going to say it right back, or like, what it feels like to kind of get that, like, like feeling. You get like defensive, your whole body can kind of like physically feel sensations of that frequency just like hitting you. And so you give it right back. But like we talked about before in the podcast, it's the 3 decisions that you have to make as well: to absorb it, to reflect it right back at them, or to transmute it. And you can do that with words too. And I feel like arguably it's even more important to do with words. So yeah, and I think the energy behind just standing firm and being confident in what comes out of your mouth to begin with is such an energy that it puts you in. Regardless, we're keeping that in. We make mistakes. We're only human.
Oh my God, I just snorted. I cannot breathe.
Even if you mess up, say it. Speak the words you speak with pride.
I love you so much. You make me like so happy. I laugh so much when I'm with you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Girl, same. I'm already have tears coming out. Whenever I
Yeah,
laugh
so do
too much
I.
or smile too much, I start tearing uncontrollably. I don't understand.
My like mouth will start to hurt from like smiling and
Yeah.
laughing so hard. That's why I have that joke, like laugh your way to motherfucking abs. And I feel like honestly we have to keep this in because it's such a good example. Like you're just
Mhm.
authentically you. You're giving compliments and you're smiling so much your mouth hurts. Like, is that not the
Yes.
best life?
Oh my God, it's the best problem to have ever. And like your vibration, like our vibration's so
Yes.
high and everything. And it's like we're choosing what we say. We're choosing to be authentic and to be confident and stand behind what we say, because
Mhm.
it's our truth at the end of the day. Like speak your truth, even if your voice shakes.
100%. And that's kind of exactly what I was telling Taylor when it came to like inspiring this podcast. She's working on a really big manifestation herself. And I told her, I was like, your energy is going to be the thing that brings that entire project together. And it's because you're following your dreams that this is going to be such a miracle. And that was the validation that I said. But I think, like we just continue to talk about, you need to mean what you say. And I truly believe that. And I truly see that for her. So it's like, how can you adjust what you're saying to yourself so that you feel that way about you just as much as you feel that way about everybody else in your life that you're aiming and you're shooting for and you're not shooting for, rooting for, lol. But you're rooting for them, like you have to root for yourself just as much.
That's so true. And I feel like I used to have that problem where I would be like the person telling everyone and encouraging everyone and saying all the thing like perfect things to them that they need to hear, but I would not say it to myself. And then I would feel exactly how they were feeling and I wouldn't understand why. And I'm like, well, I'm not feeding myself in that way. Like those positive thoughts, those positive words, like they really just, I don't know, they carry you through the tough times. And hearing them from someone else can carry you through anything too, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like angels also send messages that way with like signs and just hearing exactly what you need to hear. And someone like, there's no coincidence when someone you don't even know comes up to you and says something about, I don't know. You never know. And when you act authentically and when you get a gut feeling and your intuition is like, say this to someone. I don't know why. And I'm not 100% if it's going to make sense to them, but say it anyway. And
Mhm.
then I don't know what it is. Like, it just turns out to be everything and more that that person needed to hear in order to like keep going, keep moving. The animals are being crazy.
Nah, Poopy's Bee is so cute. Like literally he's just drinking water, but he's like so cute with it. I'm sorry, I'm giggly today, so my
You're
bad.
fine, girl. I'm giggling
Um
too. For real, it's good
It's just
energy.
our good vibes. But one thing that I kind of wanted to piggyback off of that was I have my clients right now for our 14-day challenge doing an affirmations mini challenge where they created 5 of their own personal affirmations and they had to write it either in expo marker or on a sticky note and put it on their mirror. And every single day, they have to look themselves in the eye and say that affirmation out loud and like feel it. So I feel like, one thing I oftentimes think about is one of the reasons we make others feel so good is because we speak out loud to them. Whereas I notice a lot of the dialogue and the words going on in our heads, like our own personal heads, oftentimes is just that it's silent. We're not actually speaking out loud. So with this affirmation challenge, I've asked the girls, like, what's your favorite part of the challenge so far? So that I know in the future, like, what do you guys like? And, like, all of them were like, "I love the affirmations." Like, it was, like, almost every single girl that responded, they were like, "I love the community, I love the affirmations," and they just loved that challenge, and it's because of what we're saying. When you say these things out loud, especially if you're saying them to yourself, you just feel good. You literally just feel good. Like, yesterday, I did a cold shower, and I came out, and I had already said my affirmations once, but because they were on the mirror, I decided to say them again, and I was like jumping up and down, like, because it was a cold shower. So I was like warming up and I was saying them out loud. And I like literally could feel my vibration shift within me. Like I went from being like really tired, which is why I took the cold shower to wake myself up, to feeling so energized, so full of light. And one of my affirmations is I'm so energized. I wake up so energized and I carry that high vibration with me all throughout the day. And after saying that, I went from feeling tired and a little bit drained, and I was like, "Ooh, I did a lot of workouts today. Like, my body's feeling tired," to I could literally go run a marathon. Like, I felt like I had so much energy, but it's because I told myself, "Babe, you have energy. Like, you're carrying that shit all throughout the day. You're high vibe. Let's go." And I felt that way. My body totally changed.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah. I love that. And I know that feeling, and it's such a good feeling because you're very firm in it, like you say it out loud and it makes it more of like a stamp of approval. Like, that's what it is because I just said it and I said what I
100%.
said. Shit.
100%. So I wonder, like, where can you guys start creating your own intentional little spells with your words? Like, for example, for me, I've been Palo Santoing a ton because my coach told me that, when you sage, like it's really good to sage and it's good to do it like when you feel called. But if you're doing it every single day, she just said, I really like to focus on calling more positivity in. And I was like, wow, that really resonates with me. I like that a lot. So now instead of saging every single day, there's some days where I just feel like I carried that high vibration all throughout the day. I only Palo Santo now. I Palo Santo once in the morning and once in the evening. And I've been calling in specifically what I want while doing so. And I've noticed that those things have been calling in. So, for example, like one of them is I feel so safe. I feel so protected. I feel so supported. I feel so guided. And after that, like I'll get a text message that's reaffirming that, or I'll feel like just really, really safe and comfortable and present within myself. And whatever it is that I say, I'll go ahead and I'll start to see it in my reality because I'm speaking it out loud, right? So one way that you can just easily do this is think about the negative shit you were thinking in the first place. Like that's exactly what I've been doing is I've been thinking about like, okay, what has been stressing me out lately? What am I feeling a little so-so about? What thoughts am I having? And if there are negative thoughts, I just go around and I say the opposite. So it's like if I'm feeling, oh, you know what? I feel a little overwhelmed. I'm so calm, cool, and collected. Like I'm organized. I got this shit. I show up for everything I need to do. And I'm just going around with my little Palo Santo saying that stuff. So you can journal this. Like you can do an audio to yourself. You could just talk to yourself like in the car. My coach, Michaela, does that all the time. And I think about her when I'm in the car. I'm like, Michaela, she says she talks to herself. Like this is the time that she's silent and she calls in her manifestations. Maybe instead of music today, like I'll do that too. Right. So it doesn't need to be the same thing every day. It doesn't necessarily need to be the same time. It's just how can you increase that throughout your days so that you're calling in more of what you do want and you're really taking that power back.
Oh my God. I resonate and love everything you just said because it's so true. And I do the same thing. I talk to myself a lot in the car too. I don't know why, but it's like when you're sitting there and you're kind of like, okay, I can either listen to music, listen to a podcast, like someone else talking, or sometimes I just get the urge to like speak to the universe or speak to like my higher self or
Yeah.
angels. And whenever you get that urge, like I always honor it.
Hmm.
So I'll always just be like, okay, this is what's going on. I remember the one time I did like the interview
Yes.
to manifest and it worked so well. And it's like, I wonder if I decided to put the radio on that day instead, would that have manifested as easily, as fast? I don't know. Would the idea actually have manifested into whatever it did? Because I was entertaining it so much that I was like, I'm going to speak it and I'm going to feel it. So the words become even more powerful and like supercharged if you feel the feelings behind it. So I don't know. Speaking of yourself seriously is like a go-to for me too. And you don't have to do it around people if you don't want to like look crazy or seem crazy or whatever. But like when you're home alone, when you're in the shower,
Mhm.
um, anything, when you're looking in the mirror, like I loved that idea so much. And I seriously need to do that more. Like I can only imagine your clients probably got like so much success from that. And you get like so much more confident.
Mhm.
And looking in the mirror paired with that is kind of just like telling yourself, it's like a you to you talk, you're looking at yourself and you're like, this is the truth. It's coming out of my mouth. You can see it coming out of my mouth. And so it is. So I'm curious as to what some of your favorite affirmations are. Like if you have like a top three that you say, because mine personally I used to suffer from like a lot of anxiety and like panic attacks and stuff like that. And what helped me so much through those was saying 3 affirmations and just back to back saying them out loud was like the most beneficial. But if I couldn't or didn't want to, I would say it in my head. But I would say out loud, I am safe. I am loved. I am okay. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm okay. Just like over and over until I actually felt all the emotions behind it. And it wouldn't take long. And it was something that would just go on loop in my head if I ever felt just like really, wobbly, out of body, just like not okay. Like those words always brought me back to center. And it's just really important, I think, to have that type of anchor in your life with words because of the meanings they have and because of how powerful they are. So I'm curious if you have any that have just been kind of like an anchor for you in that way during your journey.
Oh my gosh, 100%. I also loved your affirmations. Like when I was going through my anxiety attack phase of life, I wish I had something like that, because I used to feel the exact same way. So I just love that you had that anchor. I feel like mine are honestly really similar. Whenever I like really need a reminder, I always go to I am loved, I am safe, I am protected. And I used to say I am enough, but there was a time I had that written on my mirror, and Tom came in and he goes, "You're not enough. You're more than enough." So now every time that's like something that is just such a pivotal part of my brain, which just again goes to show like how powerful your words can be, because he shifted everything for me in that moment. And he went and wrote it in the marker on the mirror to like put you are more than enough. And now it's always a shift that I do and I feel. But I also want to share my affirmations for the challenge because I feel like these are a good example too, just on top of it for you guys to maybe put on your mirror. So the first one is I am full of pure love and light energy. I wake up energized and carry that high vibration throughout my day. I am open to receiving miracles so they come to me effortlessly. My body is so beautiful and sexy and allows me to do everything that I want. And I am the best at what I do, and I am fully supported within my purpose. And then have a dance party.
Period. Ooh, the dance party.
You have to. Oh my gosh, like literally put on some music, dance it out because I think this is something that makes speaking words so powerful too, and why we feel called to do it when you're driving or do it when you're taking a shower. Because if you think about it, when you're driving, you're literally like moving, you're pushing your energy forward, right? Like you're going somewhere. So as you're saying these affirmations, it's like, oh, I am here now. Like I'm on that way. So this is a reality. And then with the shower, I always think about how I'm like really clearing my auric energy for the day. I'm really starting fresh. So I like to think anytime I step out of the shower, I'm walking out as a brand new bitch. Like I'm walking out as the person I choose to be. So when you do that and then you say your affirmations, that is so powerful. So then I think about dancing, and I just made a reel on this yesterday, but I dance because it makes me feel feminine. It makes me feel like a goddess. I feel confident. I don't have to think. I just get to be. I just get to move my body. And I think when you pair affirmations and then you have a dance party, it's like you're literally shaking yourself to that reality, but you're also feeling the feelings. And that's really the most important part that we continue to just come back to on this topic is that you need to feel what you're saying. So for me, dancing always raises my vibration. It gives me a lot of energy. It makes me really happy. I love to sing and dance, especially to a good song. So when I dance after these affirmations, I'm actually feeling the truth behind them.
Ooh, it like supercharges it almost.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like that. Shit. So like dancing around and saying your affirmations at the same time.
Yeah, so I mean, there's different ways that I'll do it. I do it depending on how I feel called. Sometimes, like, let's say I'm in the like doing my makeup in the mirror, I'll just go ahead and say them, and then like I'll have like a little dance party afterwards. Or like yesterday, after I got off my coaching call, I just felt like so high vibe that I put on some dance music and I was like dancing in the bathroom, like as I was like just kind of like unwinding for the day, taking my jewelry off. I always put it on like selenite so that it can like clear anything from like my Apple Watch, my Aura rings, bracelets, stuff like that. So I was doing that, and sometimes instead of just like full on dancing, I will just like literally jump. Like, you know how Michaela jumps on the trampoline? Sometimes I'll just
Yeah.
like literally jump myself. Like I'll just like jump, I'll hop like side to side. So I was like hopping side to side while saying the affirmations.
Wait, that is so cute. Oh my God. I
Oh my
love
gosh. Yo,
that.
you should have seen, like, Tom would always, like, put his hands, like, on my hips, and, like, when I was really feeling it, because I would just be jumping around him, and then he, like, put his hands on my hips, and he'd, like, make me go so high, and I just loved it because it was, like, I literally felt, like, so supported, like I was getting picked up, but then at the same time, you're raising your vibration, right? So, when in doubt, hop it out.
When in doubt, hop it out, people. Oh, I love that. That's fucking amazing. And you know what would go perfectly with that is, and me and Sammy listen to them too. They have songs that have affirmations in them. So
Yes.
we'll be singing. And I love that whenever we hang out and we're in the car, like they usually end up coming on at one point or another. And we'll both just be in the car, like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I
I
am rich,
am
I
rich,
am
I am
that
that
bitch.
bitch. I am gonna go get that bag, and I am not gonna take your shit.
Hey, like those are the best. You're literally like killing two birds with one stone, and it
Yeah.
gets stuck in your head. So it's just playing these positive affirmations on loop in your head like all day. And it's like, damn, okay, I understand it. I understand why people like listen to that, why people even rap. They have like raps
Yeah.
about like affirmations and stuff, and so much more is like popping up in the musical industry. And I love it, and I'm so fucking here for it. So it's like little things that you could just incorporate in your day that seriously they all add up. Um, but one thing I wanted to mention was that left a huge impact on me was when I went to the Costa Rica School of Massage Therapy in Costa Rica. When we first got there, they had us make like a community affirmation list. And it was
Mm.
like all of us sat in a circle and like we went around a couple times and we each said an affirmation that we wanted to feel during our journey there and that we wanted others to feel. So we each went around and said one of our own, and they ended up like making a whole vision board around it and hanging it up in the classroom. So whenever any of us needed like a little bit of like guidance or a little bit of like a pick me up, you would walk over to the bulletin board and there would be this like beautiful arrangement of all of these different affirmations that all of us have like spoke out loud to the class. And it was such a powerful exercise that they had us do. And on there were like the most beautiful ones and just ones that like, I don't know, it made you feel so safe in that community too, because that's what people like, that's what all of your fellow classmates were intending, and their intentions being like, I am safe, like I am energized, I am attentive, I am loving, I am careful. I don't know. Because you got to think like we are a group of 30 people. None of us know each other. You know, we don't know each other's intentions. We come from all different backgrounds, all different places. And we are massaging each other and learning the art of massage. And it's very, you know, intimate, it's very
Mhm.
close. And you can so easily get in your head, and you could so easily be telling yourself like these negative self talk things. You know, you can get paranoid, you can get, you know, judgment if anyone's feeling whatever. So these affirmations just created such a safe space and such a haven for all of us to be able to learn and grow and like love each other. Like we had so much love for each other by the end of it. And it really all stemmed from like this one beautiful exercise. And let me tell you, like it really made an imprint on me. So you got to think, if you're doing this like as one person, and you're saying affirmations for yourself, think of how beautiful it is to have just like a whole community of people and like-minded people just saying these affirmations, even just listening to them. Like, it was so amazing. So if you're ever in the position where you can create a community and you can create a safe space, yes, Sammy, I'm looking at you, girl.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This is genius.
Yes. And then seriously, like, that sticks with people. And when you hear it coming from multiple people's mouths and you're getting all of that positive energy from multiple people at the same time, oh my God, you can move mountains with that. I swear.
Dude, I just had a genius idea. So at the end of the mini challenge, I go live for them multiple times a week. I'm gonna have them tell me, like, one of their homework pieces is gonna be like, what is your favorite affirmation? And then by the end of the challenge for all of my Lotus babes, I'm gonna make this.
Yes, it's like a word map, I think is what it was called.
I
So if
love
you want to
that.
write down, yeah, like word map, because they have some on Google that will like do it for you, like a generator type thing.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I had my phone out earlier because I was writing this down. I was like, this is literally genius. And my clients are gonna be shocked, especially because they don't hear these episodes until later. So I'll keep y'all updated on how much they love this.
Girl, oh my God, that's so perfect. Yes. And that's what this is all about too. Like, we are just spreading the love. We want
Yeah,
to make every place a safe space and everyone just feel as good as they can. So maybe that's your homework today, listeners.
I love that. Yes, tell us more.
It's like, create 3 affirmations that you feel to your core, ones
Mhm.
that are very important that you need to hear more from yourself, and start speaking them out loud.
100%. And then just think about what Taylor said and make them your anchor whenever you're having doubt, whenever you're having worry, whenever you're having any emotion or circumstance that you would like to see change to be more positive. Say these 3 words, say them out loud. Just even if you have to like whisper them a little bit because you're in public, do it because you are going to feel better. And the more you do it, the more you're not really going to have to do it, but you get to do it because you're going to want to. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. I low key do that with the Lotus babes. Like they'll be saying something and I'll be snapping, and now I see all my other Lotus babes snapping. And I'm like,
Oh my God,
oh
I
my
love
gosh, I low key started
that.
a movement.
I always wondered where I got that from. Like, I've always just been like snapping. And someone commented, like one of my coworkers was like, okay, Queen adding the snap to that. You must have felt it. I was like, I that's how you know, like, I'm confident in what I'm saying.
Yo, she's like, I did snap.
So it is. Yeah.
And so it is. And so it is.
Oh my God. I think this is like the perfect place to wrap up too.
100%.
As your homework, people, start speaking them out loud.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then come back on the DocuSign and let us know what your top 3 affirmations were, because the more that we share, the more that we feel them as well, right? So definitely come back and let us know how you like this episode. Maybe even share it with a friend. Like we said, Taylor and I get so much benefit from the meditations we share together, from the podcast, from the different sources of knowledge and ideas where we can really take them and make them our own. So send this to a girly or a guy, of course, who needs to hear this.
Yes. Oh my God. And Sammy, where can they find you, girl?
Y'all already know you can find me on all platforms, Sammy Roos, SAMIRUESS, and Instagram and TikTok, I realized, has the underscore.
Oh shit. Oh, her TikTok, guys.
For real, that account is lacking. I'm definitely an Instagram girly, always have been. So y'all can give me some love on TikTok. Help me out there.
Help a girl out. So you can find me at Taylor Babel on Instagram. You know what? Maybe I will add you guys back this week. Every week I think about it, and every week I do it,
Good.
kind of.
And then of course follow our Soul Sync account, right? Like if Taylor doesn't message you, that's okay. If she doesn't respond, she's super busy. social media isn't really the thing, right? Go to Soul Sync. Well, we'll see you there. That's really where all the party is anyway.
That is where the party is. Fuck my account, people. Soul Sync SB, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and you know the Ask Us is always there. So until
Until
next
next
time,
time. We love you.
love you guys.
Bye.